Aloha kako and welcome to the West Hawaii Association of Realtors 2020 Mayoral Candidate Interviews. My name is Kristen Moreland and I am the broker owner of Hikino Property Management. I chair the Government Affairs Committee for our association. Our committee extended the opportunity to participate in our interviews with each candidate who filed. While our association does not endorse candidates, we believe it is important to inform our membership and the community at large. This is an opportunity for the candidates to answer questions related to real estate and real property rights as they pertain to the candidate's platform and policies. The interview will consist of an open introduction and biography, an opening statement for 1 minute by the candidate. Then we'll have 6 questions. Each response will be timed and limited to 2 minutes. Then we'll have a summary statement from the candidate for 30 seconds, and then we'll be POW. This interview will be conducted by Lavette Lantos of Keller Williams Realty Maui, Big Island Division. Lavette is our association's president-elect. Now let's meet the candidate. Tante Urban was born and raised in the Philippines. At the age of 18, he had the opportunity to live in Hawaii, where he became a naturalized American citizen. For the past 50 years, Kona has been his home and where he resides. His wife, Araceli, and he have 4 children, numerous grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. His father, Daniel Urban, came to Hawaii in 1946 to work in the sugarcane plantation, looking for a better life. 50 years later, his father went back to the Philippines to marry his mother, Felicitas Tolentino, where they had 2 children, and his 2 children, which were his sister Donna and Tante. After high school, his father petitioned for him to come to Hawaii. Tante rode the ship USS President Wilson on a 3-week voyage to Hawaii. His first job was as a busboy at the King Kamehameha Hotel, and that allowed him to take home $5 or more in tips and paid him a minimum wage of $2.75 per hour. He attended Hawaii Community College in Hilo and graduated with a degree in hotel and restaurant management in 1970. After college, he worked in various hotels for 15 years, from line cook to guard manager to executive chef. He had a dream to have his own business, and in 1986, he opened Tante's Restaurant, which is still running today. The restaurant business has provided him with the skills and capability to lead and to make hard, sensible decisions. He knows how to eliminate unnecessary costs and gain greater value for each tax dollar spent. He also wanted to invest in real estate, so he took the real estate licensing classes and became a Realtor Associate. Eventually, he began building duplexes to rent out and ended in purchasing apartment buildings. He was given an opportunity to provide affordable housing to our community within the County of Hawaii's Section 8 guidelines. While running his restaurant business, public service became a passion of Tante's. He established Tante and Araceli Urban Foundation. He's a current member of the Kona Kohala Chamber of Commerce. He assisted in formation of the Rotary Club of Kona Sunrise Chapter. He's a current member of the Filipino Organization of Kona. He organized and became the first president of the Filipino Chamber of Commerce of Kona. And he's applying for the mayor's position because he wants to give our people a choice of a new beginning, a choice of a new perspective, a choice of new leadership. He is capable of being our leader, and that will look at things from a different perspective. He wants to continue his passion for public service. He loves Hawaii, he loves our people, and he's ready to work for our people. At this time, I'd like to welcome candidate Urban to make his opening remarks. Candidate?
Thank you, Christine. That was my introduction to myself, and you said it all. So I don't know what more can I say. But But yeah, I really appreciate that. That's really nice. But let me just say why I'm running for mayor. I want to bring new leadership. I want to bring a business mindset, and I want to bring an outside the box thinking, not the regular politics as usual. That's what I want to bring. My my platform, my top three priorities will be efficiency and responsive government. Number two will be uh, balancing the budget. Number three will be community first. I believe that it is time for a change. It is time for new leadership. We all must come together and put the right person, the business person, not so much of a politics as usual. We need to have more progressive uh, leadership. We need to bring the economic development. That's what I want to bring to the table, Christine. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Tante, for that. And once again, thank you for being here with us and spending time so that we can get to know you better. So we do have some questions for you. So our first question will be about permitting. So in 2015, Department of Business, Economic Development and Tourism released a report for housing demand saying the Big Island needed 21,564 additional housing units by 2025. We are nowhere near that goal. So contractors cite one of their biggest challenges is the time the permitting approval process takes. So our current permitting process is complicated by a lack of effective communication and procedures between approving departments. So what will you do as mayor to streamline the permitting process and install time limits for review?
You know, Lavette, thank you for that question because I have experienced the process. I applied for my building permit and finally it has been approved. So finally I have started construction of my apartment here right next behind McDonald's. But anyway, here's what I want to do. I will commit a 90-day process in permitting. I will restructure the department and put a liaison, a person in charge of the unfinished plan, a person that you need to talk to that will be the liaison between the applicant and the plan reviewer. That will expedite the process. Any questions that need to be resolved in the application process, that liaison will know what the questions and the issues are, and that person will disseminate the information to the applicant. That will move it faster. Now, in regards to because I was so frustrated, with my application. Now, in regards to housing, we will open up and advocate with the state in opening up more lands. We need more affordable and workforce housing. We need to have incentives and tax credit and subsidy to developers. We need to get it done. We have plenty of lands here, right here. So we need to open them up for workforce affordable housing. The county will be part of that discussion. We may have to invest some form of infrastructure so we can get things done, and at least kukuha the developer, but they'll be subject to negotiation because we want more affordable housing. That's what we're gonna do. We need to talk and negotiate with the developer. We can invest in some sort of infrastructure. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thanks for that, Tante. So our next question is about workforce housing, and as you touched on that, so that's great. So here, everyone agrees that there is a need for more affordable housing on the Big Island, as you mentioned as well. So workforce housing brings housing closer to jobs, alleviates traffic congestion, and promotes healthier families and communities. So what ideas do you have to develop and support development of workforce housing? What other ideas do you have?
Yeah, well, as I said, the county and the state has to partner with the developer. That's
Mhm.
number one, and that's badly needed. We need to open up more lands. That's number one for workforce housing. Uh, and we need to partner with the developer. They cannot do it alone because they have certain ROI that they have to work with. And if we don't work with them, nothing's going to happen, nothing's going to change. So the county has to be part of the discussion. We need to help them meet those numbers. And again, we have to negotiate with the developer so we can put in some kind of infrastructure so they can meet their numbers, their bottom line. And and you know the idea of costing us money, but in a business mindset, the county or any entrepreneur has to invest money to make money. If we put in whatever $1 million in any infrastructure, we will get it back through more revenue. So that's what I propose. We need to partner with the developer. Thank
Okay,
you.
great. Thanks, Tante. Thanks for reiterating that. So our third question talks about zoning or addresses zoning. So this is a two-part question. So if you would, I will just go ahead and ask you both questions at the same time, and then you can address both questions also at the same time. So the first question is, what is your position on short-term vacation rentals in both non-conforming and resort node zoned locations? And secondly, do you plan to open additional properties for non-conforming use permits?
Um, Short-term vacation rental. What is your position in short-term vacation rental? You know the new ordinance that just been put up there. I don't support. I think it's too much government regulations. I don't support that. You know, less government regulations is much better. I believe. But certain regulations, I think it's important. But too much regulation is not good. That's what I think. But to the new ordinance about STVR, short-term vacation rental, I think it's for that purpose is to regulate the long-term rental, right? So because of that, I I sort of agree with that. We need more long-term rental because my apartment, they a lot of people been a lot of people been calling me. You have opening. I said no more. It's all full. So we need long-term vacation rental in that sense. So I support the new ordinance on that. But less government regulation is so important. We don't need too much regulations. We need the business people to run their own business. So I support less government regulation, but we need more rental, affordable housing. But because of with that, if I would have been the mayor, instead of doing all those regulations, I would have put more affordable housing. That's the cure to the issue there. Put more affordable housing, but that didn't happen. So that's what I would support. I would support putting up more affordable housing. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you for that. So yeah, so going back again to the short-term vacation rentals for our next question, which is also commonly known as STVR for short. So with the COVID-19 restrictions, current STVR owners have not been able to rent their units. So in light of this restriction, would your administration offer a complimentary extension to the current expiration of the STVR permits through the year end 2021?
Yes, certainly, because it has not been used fully to full extent. There's all this restriction. So certainly, I would support extending the permit up to 2021. Yes, I'll support that.
Okay, great. Thanks, Mr. Urban. We're almost there to the end of our interview. But for our next question, it's regarding infrastructure improvements. So there are many areas of the island that the responsibilities of the county and state overlap, such as roads. So if elected, what do you propose to coordinate state and county projects?
You know, number one, I live in Kona. We all live in Kona. Number one, I think our biggest issue here in Kona is right down here on Kuakini. It's bumper to bumper, morning and night. We need to take care of that problem there. We need to look at the Ali bypass as part of the solution. We need to look at that. Or either that or widen the road here in Kuakini, but I don't know. But if elected, we will find a solution to this clog up here in Kuakini. Every afternoon, every morning, is always a hassle going there. So we need to take care. That's our number one. I think that's our number one issue. Number two, I think, is the wastewater treatment plant. I just saw in a paper the other day that a library got fined 144,000. That's huge. We could have taken care of a lot of things. Take care of that so you don't have to pay the 144,000. Use that money to cure that problem, to take care of the problem. So I support taking care of our problem there on wastewater plant there. We need to take care of that so we don't get fined. That I support. We need to find money to take care of that. Let's look at federal grants. The county, we can form a check with the federal grant, just like what we did here in Hamburger Hill. We did that Luno Kona Improvement District. We had some funding, federal grants to help us put this project together. That kind of stuff that we can do. But those are the two biggest issues aside from the landfill. I think those are the two biggest issues that I see in Kona. Of course, drugs is also a big issue, but but those two things, I think we need to take care of that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Urban. And then finally, our last question is about taxation. So the primary source of revenue is the collection of real property tax. So what other revenue streams do you envision, and how do you plan to balance the budget?
Well, balancing the budget, Lovette, in my restaurant, I have a budget of whatever, like $6,000. That's all I can spend. In my household, whatever I make is my budget. I cannot go past that. Otherwise, I'll be belly up. So we need to watch our budget and stay within our budget. It's so important. We cannot keep taxing people, increasing more tax and keep taxing our people. That's not good. We need to find more revenue, such as we need to expedite the permitting, streamline the permitting process. We need to stimulate the construction industry. We need to have a booming construction industry. We need that, number one. These guys make good money, and we need to give them more money to spend in the community, yeah? So again, we need, what I want to do is that I want to also have an entrepreneur innovation program where that will be for small businesses. That program will be on food, agriculture, and also arts and crafts. We want to create small businesses. That's what I want to do, create small businesses. I want to do a night market. I want to promote sports tourism. We need to build a nice gymnasium here or somewhere, we need to bring a sports tourism. We need a bigger venue so we can have more a bigger events, concerts, those kind of stuff. We need to stimulate the economy, not just taxes, not just those things, like you said, tax. We need to bring other revenue stream. Tourism, we need to put tourism back, and we need to market and put it in the forefront. We need to bring tourism back. Sports tourism, as I said. Let's bring more fishing tournament. Let's bring more, put up a venue, multi-purpose gym. Let's get all that done. We need to bring in more revenue aside from just tourism. Healthcare also is good. We need to diversify into healthcare. You know, those other things. You know, our weather here is so beautiful. It's good for seniors, well suited for senior living. So those kind of stuff that we need to do. Night market, you know, agriculture. We need to diversify our agriculture, hydroponics, aquaculture. I want to have more. I'm gonna talk to the big agricultural landowners to lease out smaller parcel. Matter of fact, I was just talking to someone downstairs. That's why I'm sorry I was late. And this person had like 35 acres in Honuka that she's willing to lease out a smaller parcel. I said, that's perfect. That's perfect because that's what we need. We need a micro farming. And that another way to diversify our economy, Labette. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Candidate Urban. And now is the time we'd like to invite you to make a closing statement.
Thank you. Again, I believe that it is time for new leadership. I'm offering that new leadership from a business mindset, outside the box thinking. I'm doing this because I love our people, and one of the reasons I'm doing this because this will be my community service, Lavette, Christine. When elected, when I become a mayor, I will donate my salary to nonprofit organizations. I will form a board of nonprofit presidents to determine who to donate my salary to. On top of that, I'm funding my own campaign. I'm self-financed. So what is it for me? What is it for me? What am I doing this for? Well, I love the people. Like you said in the opening statement, I love the people. I've been here for 50 years. The Big Island people has supported me all through these years. Had they not supported me, I wouldn't have able to accomplish what I have today. So I really appreciate the people of Hawaii, and this is one way for me to give back. So I really appreciate the help, and please, Kukua, I humbly ask for your vote. Vote for Tante Urban for new leadership. Thank you so very much.
Mahalo nui, Candidate Urban, and interviewer Lavette Montos for your willingness to participate in our program. We wish you the best on Election Day. And to our audience, mahalo for tuning in. Don't forget that July 9th is the last day to register to vote in Hawaii. Primary election ballots will be delivered on July 21st for the August 8th primary. The general election is November 3rd. Mahalo for watching, and please vote. Mahalo and aloha.
Thank you.